Coming from eastern Montana, I had no idea just how incredible this city really is. Not only are the people amazing, but let's face it, the history is a literal copper mine. So come with me, and let's discover why this is the richest hill on Earth.
The story of Butte didn't start with copper. It started with gold. In the early 1860s, prospectors searching through southwestern Montana struck gold in nearby areas like Alder Gulch. That discovery sparked a regional gold rush, bringing waves of miners into the territory, including the hills around what would become Butte. At first, miners were working placer gold, panning and sluicing streams for flakes and nuggets. Small camps popped up, and Butte began as just another rough mining settlement. The miners pushed deeper, chasing what little gold remained. And that's when they found it. Thick veins of a strange, reddish metal running through the rock. It wasn't gold, it wasn't silver, and at the time, it wasn't worth much at all. Some saw it as a nuisance, something in the way of real wealth. But hidden in those tunnels was the metal that would one day power cities, fuel industry, and turn Butte into one of the richest places on Earth. What others had ignored, Marcus Daly understood. This wasn't just another mineral in the rock. This was copper. And as the world began to change, as cities reached for light and wires stretched across a growing nation, the value of copper soared. And from deep within the mines of Butte, a new kind of empire was born, the rise of the Copper Kings. Marcus Daly was the first of the Copper Kings to come to Butte. He arrived in 1876, at a time when the region was still finding its identity. Over the years, he developed the Anaconda mine and built one of the most powerful mining and smelting operations in the world. He went on to found the Anaconda Copper Mining Company, helping transform Butte into a global center of copper production. But Daly's impact went far beyond mining. He invested in the community itself, helping build a hospital, a school, and a streetcar system that connected and supported a growing city. Marcus Daly didn't just shape an industry, he helped build Butte into what it would become.
W.A. Clark arrived in Butte in 1880 as the city was quickly becoming a major mining center. He built vast copper holdings and developed powerful smelting operations that helped expand Butte's influence. But Clark's power went beyond mining. He became deeply involved in territory politics and the media, using both to strengthen his control. He also built the historic Columbia Gardens, giving the people of Butte a place to escape the demands of mining life. W.A. Clark didn't just compete for power. He helped shape the city during its most influential years. Augustus Heinze arrived in Butte in 1889 as competition for control of copper was reaching its peak. He built the Montana Ore Purchasing Company and quickly became a powerful force in the city's mining industry. Unlike the others, Heinze openly challenged the Anaconda Company, using aggressive legal battles to fight for access to valuable ore. Through these conflicts, he managed the Butte and Boston Mining Company, holding his ground against much larger rivals. Augustus Heinze didn't just compete in Butte's copper wars. He became one of the most relentless figures in the fight for control. By the 1890s, Butte was booming. Mines stretched deep beneath the city, and thousands of men poured in, chasing opportunity. As production surged, so did Butte's reputation, becoming known as the richest hill on Earth. But as the city grew, so did the dangers: long hours, dangerous conditions, and little protection for the men underground. And as the pressure built, workers began to organize. As Butte grew, so did the pressure underground. The work was dangerous, and the risks were real. Cave-ins, toxic air, and long hours with little protection. So the miners began to stand together, forming unions, not to stop the work, but to make it safer, to demand fair wages and a voice in the conditions they faced each day. In a city built on copper, the fight for safety and fairness was just beginning. Ironically, Butte's first major disaster wasn't in the mines. In 1895, a fire broke out at the Kenyon Connell warehouse. Inside, large quantities of explosives were stored. As the flames spread, the fire reached the powder, and in an instant, the warehouse detonated, leveling buildings and sending shockwaves across the city. Dozens were killed, 13 firemen lost their lives, and many more injured. It was a devastating reminder that in Butte, danger wasn't just underground. But even in the face of tragedy, Butte pushed forward into a boom that would make it the richest hill on Earth. But beneath the surface, something else was building, and the hardest chapters in Butte's history were still ahead.